Santa Claus is coming to town, and by Santa Claus, I mean Geoff Fowler from the Wall Street Journal, who on his story today was wearing an ugly Christmas sweater. He's here without his ugly Christmas sweater, but he does have some AirPods. Welcome back to the show, Geoffrey.
Hi there. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Turkey. I can't believe we're already talking about Christmas gifts.
I know, and it's not even Black Friday yet. So you and Joanna and Nathan Oliver Stiles all had this great Christmas or holiday gift guide for geeks, things that you would buy yourself and things you could buy for your geek friends and family. Let's start with the GoPro Hero 5. Now, GoPros were on my list last year, but now this year I'm just feeling like the only camera I really need is the one on my iPhone 7. What do you think of the Hero 5?
Yeah, obviously the smartphone is the camera that's killing any purpose-made camera. That said, I think GoPro did some very smart things with the Hero 5 that came out a couple months ago. And most of those were things that they stole from smartphones. So first of all, the back of it is a touch screen that you can control just by swiping around on it. No more hunting through those weird GoPro buttons. Also, now it has voice commands, so you can just yell at it, GoPro, take a picture, and it'll take a picture. And last but not least, they've actually integrated now a cloud storage service. I don't know about you, but for many years, I've taken lots of cool GoPro footage and lost it because I never took it off those micro SD cards. Now, when you come home, you plug it in and it'll automatically upload to the cloud via Wi-Fi, which is, I think, a pretty significant upgrade.
But you still have to plug it in. It doesn't automatically.
Well, it would run out of power if you didn't plug it in. So yeah, until we get that totally wireless power thing sorted too, yeah, that's the one thing you're going to have to do.
And how much does the Hero 5 cost?
I believe it is $400 now. So they've kind of come down to earth a little bit more on pricing. Folks who want to spend a little bit less should consider maybe the Hero 5 Session, which is that smaller cube-sized one, which has many of the same features, just doesn't have that touchscreen on the back.
So I'm looking over the list, and I noticed that you've got one of your articles calls out the Samsung Gear 360, which I have the 360. I've really enjoyed it as a 360-degree camera. I have to remind myself to use it. That's the problem, because it's not attached to my phone. But you also call out the Nikon Key Mission 360. I haven't really heard a whole lot about that. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so back in the spring, we had a whole sort of flurry of 360 cameras that came to market. I think it was 7 of them with me to Yosemite and hiked around with them attached to my head and various other parts of my body. At that time, the Samsung camera had just come out, but Nikon was teasing that they were going to come out with one as well that was going to be completely waterproof and shockproof. You could take it scuba diving. That Nikon one has finally come out. I got to say, it is the only one of these consumer price point 360 cameras that I think matches the Samsung in image quality. It's actually maybe even just a little bit better. It's 4K. It takes really great photos. The difference between them is A, the price. The Nikon one is more expensive, a couple $100 more expensive, and B, it works with other kinds of phones. So that Samsung 360 that you've got only will work with a Samsung phone, and that's pretty much it. You could also offload stuff into a PC, but really you need a Samsung phone to use it. The Nikon one actually they'll work with an iPhone or a Google Pixel, you name it. And that kind of expands this world of 360 photography to a lot of other folks. So that's the reason why folks might want to consider the Nikon at this point.
So I guess the drone to get this year is the DJI Mavic. Who do you recommend that for?
If you've been kind of on the fence about this drone thing, and I think a lot of people rightly have been, this might be the drone for you. And the difference is that in this year, the technology in drones is just moving so fast. And DJI managed to pack into this little guy some of the best that I've seen out there in terms of not only sort of stability in the air and being able to go fast and control it very well, but also they've got the computer vision in there to keep you from flying into a wall by accident, which is a good thing to have if you're a newbie pilot. And the other reason to consider this one is it's so much smaller and less terrifying looking to fly around than most of the other drones out there. It can even fold up to fit into your pocket. That is, if you have some ugly cargo shorts like I have. Also works in a backpack and other devices, but other carry-on satchels. But it was a lot of fun to fly, and it was the first one that I really think that I might get for myself.
And what was the price of that?
That is $1,000. So those still are in the realm of you have to have been a very good boy this year or a very good girl this year to get it from Santa. But you can have a lot of fun with it.
And so your pictures, I see that we're showing the video of what it does to a hot dog. So keep it away from your hot dogs.
Pretty important. I mean, this is probably the first video that you record when you have a drone in your testing facility, I have to imagine.
Yeah, well, actually, I do this one last just in case it goes terribly wrong.
Fair enough.
Also on your list are old iPads and iPhones. Are we allowed to give our old iPads and iPhones to people for the holidays? I didn't know that was allowed.
You are allowed, and I actually think it's a really cool thing to do. You know, every year this whole gadget industry is sort of built around trying to convince people to buy more stuff and just throw away the old stuff. But you know that is very expensive, and then also is terrible for the environment. We're still sort of figuring out how what the afterlife of some of these devices is going to be. So many of us, myself included, have a drawer of retired devices that you don't quite know what to do with. So I collected just a whole bunch of really good ideas of things you could do that can make them cool. One, for example, turn into a security system. There are apps out there and services you just download, can even work on an old iPhone 4 or 4S, and you put it on a tiny tripod, and you've got a security system in your house because that camera on there is still good.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's a gift, and it's not really regifting. It's a gift for the environment. That's how you sell this.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, and in some cases, you know, you may have people on your gift list who don't actually need or want, you know, the full functionality of an iPad, but they could use, for example, a television in their car to keep the kids entertained. Boom. That's a great use for it.
Well, Geoff Fowler, thank you so much for joining us. Geoff is the personal technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal, and he's at Geoffrey Fowler on Twitter. Thanks for coming on.
You bet. Happy shopping.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.